On our broadcast tonight, tensions are on the rise between the United States and Canada after U.S. officials revealed evidence that Canada is developing weapons of mass destruction. In the northern United States, pro-Canadian militants have reportedly occupied government buildings. Nightly News begins now. Welcome and good evening. Recently, Canada has introduced new fears about the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction around the world. Today, the White House announced it believes Canada is attempting to weaponize its maple syrup reserves. At a press conference earlier this morning, the President revealed the existence of various maple syrup facilities scattered throughout Canadian provinces. This is where we begin tonight. Let's take a look.
Good morning, my fellow Americans. At this morning's intelligence briefing, I was informed by the intelligence agencies that Canada is currently developing syrup-based weapons of mass destruction. We believe that the proliferation of these weapons threatens the security of the United States and that Canada has decided to become an enemy of freedom. The CIA has intercepted communications between senior Canadian officials and local Mounties, detailing the locations of 4 maple syrup enrichment facilities. We believe that they have nearly produced enough weapons-grade maple syrup to build a bomb, which could pose an imminent threat to American cities along the Canadian border. The United States of America will not tolerate such a brazen threat to our security and our liberty. We will take whatever actions we deem necessary to defend our nation from Canadian aggression. And we call on all freedom-loving countries to aid us in our struggle. I have already drafted an executive order that will rename maple syrup to freedom syrup as a symbol of our unalienable rights as Americans. I ask all patriots to stand with me. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Following the press conference, Canada released an official statement stating that our maple syrup enrichment program is solely intended to safeguard our maple syrup industry from increasing foreign competition. The Canadian Prime Minister added that the United States' accusations are ridiculous and are clearly an attempt to create a pretext for military intervention. Next, we have received reports from Seattle that pro-Canadian militants are occupying government buildings. Let's go to BSN's Josh Choi, live from Seattle. Josh, good evening.
Good evening, Louie. I'm live here at a local government office in Seattle where Canadians have reportedly taken control of the building. Local eyewitnesses claim that the Canadians used containers of weaponized maple syrup to gain entry to the building. A bystander captured this footage from earlier today and sent it to BSN.
They got horses!
Wow, that was intense. The Canadians have yet to make any demands though. We will be closely monitoring the situation. For BSN News, I'm Josh Choi. Back to you, Louie.
That was Josh Choi in Seattle. Thank you, Josh. Stay safe out there. And now I'd like to welcome our National Security Advisor, Eric Zhang, to our program.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's start by discussing the enrichment facilities found in Ontario and Quebec. Why do you believe that these facilities are intended to create weapons of mass destruction? Is there any truth to Canadians' claim that it's only intended to stimulate their maple syrup industry?
Absolutely not. We've received intelligence estimates that Canada is producing 35% enriched maple syrup, which is far beyond the level necessary for commercial maple syrup products. The maple syrup that you pour on your pancakes is only enriched at 2%. Anything above that level is clearly indicative of hostile intent.
Okay, so then, what options are the administration considering to deter Canada from further aggression?
We plan to sanction major Canadian maple syrup producers and defense contractors. But if those measures fail, we will not hesitate to launch airstrikes on their enrichment facilities and strategic maple syrup reserves. Canada is a threat to our citizens and to regional stability, and we must act decisively to end their ambitions of world domination.
I'm sure the administration is working tirelessly to resolve this maple syrup crisis. Thank you for joining us, Eric.
Thank you.
That's BSN Nightly News for this evening. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter at #BSNYOLOSWAG or send us a Snapchat of you consuming freedom syrup. I'm Louis Vital reporting tonight from Washington, D.C. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.